Hi there folks. What we got here is my Mossberg 535 pump action shotgun. I know how a lot of people will make a gun review of a gun after they just buy it, and this is not the case with this. I've had this for about 3 years and just now decided I thought I'd make a review video of it. Let's see, it's not the first gun I've ever owned, but it's the first one I paid for with my money. And I bought it about 3 years ago at a Walmart. And I think after taxes and all were said and done, I think it was right at $400. I don't remember exactly, but let's take a little bit of a closer look at it here. This is, I don't know how you can see that. This camera doesn't have exactly the best quality, but it's got a few minor dings and scratches on it. This one here on the buttstock being one of the most prominent ones. Other than that, though, it doesn't hardly have a mark on it. I've fired probably anywhere in the range from 150 to 200 shells through this. Most of them being just like low brass bird shot and stuff like that. This it's exactly the same as a Mossberg 500, except that it can take the 3.5 inch shells, whereas a 500 can only take up to 3 inch. Got the tube magazine here, using 2 3/4 shells. It'll hold 5+1, I believe, and 3 inch and 3.5 inch it'll only hold 4+1. I think. Don't hold me to that, because I haven't loaded it in a while. A popular feature on a lot of Mossberg shotguns, including mine, is a double beaded front sight. You have a smaller bead back here, and then the one all the way up there. You know, and you just line those up, and it's a little more accurate shooting. I don't know how you can see that on this camera, but the safety is this little switch back here. Right now it's on safe. Now the safety's off. It's a lot harder to pull it back on safety than it is to just push it up to fire. To load, you just stick the shells up in there. It doesn't have like a loading door like a lot of other shotguns have. You just stick the shells directly up in the tube on this little silver piece here. There's like this little lip here that keeps the shells from just falling right back out. You can only load shells when the slide is closed, as I'm sure is customary on most pump action shotguns. It's got a fancy gold trigger. Pretty sure it's probably not real gold, but the trigger pull isn't terrible. It's hang on a sec, it's not cocked. But anyway, to cock it, you can't just actually right now the way it's set you can. Slide just goes right back. Now that's because I had this sitting up with the slide already open. Now if you close the slide and decock it, you have to push in this little lever here behind the trigger to get the slide open back up again. Otherwise it's just locked shut. You slide it right back. It's pretty smooth action. I mean, I've only ever shot a couple of pump action shotguns. The only one I ever shot was a Remington 870, and it might have been a little smoother than this, but not by much. Now let's see if the thing's cocked now. I'm pretty sure it is. It's not a terrible trigger pull. It's not very long. It's not very rigid either. Now I'll show you what I was talking about with the slide lock. Slide is now locked back. I cannot get it to open without pressing this in. Now it slides back. So this actually wouldn't be a bad first shotgun, or at least not a first big shotgun, because while yeah, the 3.5 inch shell is definitely not something beginners want to be shooting, you can take the smallest shotgun shells, and if you plan on keeping it a long time and eventually want to start using 3.5 inch scale shells, you know, you obviously don't have to go out and buy another shotgun. But I really love this gun. Like I said, it's not the first gun I've ever owned. The first gun I ever owned was a Rossi single shot 22, and then my dad went out and bought me a 410 shot barrel for it, and this was, I think I was about 10. I had that for a little while, and then I eventually sold it for like 75, and did a couple of months worth of saving and got this baby here. As far as chokes, see, I think right now I've got the full in there. I don't remember, because I mostly use this for deer hunting and turkey hunting, so the full choke's pretty much the only one I use. It did also come with a modified and an improved cylinder. And changing the chokes out of this is really easy. It came with this little tool that I don't know if you can see in there, but there's two little grooves cut into the choke tube that you just slide the blade of the tool, I guess you would call it, in there and just twist it out. It's threaded pretty much like any other shotgun choke, but it's a really nice gun. It's kind of long and it's kind of heavy, but I guess that does kind of help with accuracy and takes a little bit off of the recoil. It does have just a little bit of a recoil pad, but when you're shooting like 3.5 inch shells, that doesn't really do anything. Still hurts like a you know what. But really nice gun, and if you want a inexpensive pump action shotgun, this would be a good candidate.